Hey, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the basement. I kind of slept late. I've got this off to pick up. You know what? Let me get started. This is a request. James Bennett came out on Saturday with his brother and he said, I really wanted you to do that Don't Blame It on the Weed song. And I'm like, well, all right. Let's see if we can do this. On the weed, kick back and have a little fun. Bad calculation, misdirection, leaving things half undone. Torching up fortitude, feeling in my own things to do. Please don't blame it on the weed. Well, the morning nap, I wake up fast, I damn near break my toe. Missed the race, I came in last. Off to the bridge I go. Through the house I walk that day. Stumble, hit my shin. Fall too many sweet toothpicks is still hanging on my chin. That's right. Well, don't blame it on the weed. Kick back and have a little fun. Bad calculation, misdirection, leaving things half undone. Torching up fortitude, feeling on my own things to do. Please don't blame it on the weed. Well, the parking lot, I take a hit to prepare for the walk. The deli lady, she looks at me, I'm so high I can hardly talk. With a mixed up crazy look, I stare a stranger in the eye. Stand there blocking the whole damn aisle, can't seem to figure out why. Well, don't blame it on the weed. Kick back and have a little fun. Bad calculation, misdirection, leaving things half undone. Torching up fortitude, feeling on my own things to do. Please don't blame it on the weed. Downstairs, sparking twice, trying to find a sound. Cooking dinner, I burnt the rice and the veggies are crispy brown. Don't know what this song's about, but my eyes are open wide. Dreams of peace and happiness, knock on the door and I hide. That's right, I just hide. Well, don't blame it on the weed. Kick back and have a little fun. Bad calculation, misdirection, leaving things half undone. Torching up fortitude, feeling on my own things to do. Please don't blame it on the weed. Don't blame it on the weed. Kick back and have a little fun. Bad calculation, misdirection, leaving things half undone. Torching up fortitude, feeling on my own things to do. Please don't blame it on the weed. Don't blame it on the weed. Kick back and have a little fun. Bad calculation. it on the weed. Kick back and have a little fun. Bad calculation, misdirection, leaving things half undone. Torching up a bowl or two, million and more things to do. Please don't blame it on the weed. Don't blame it on the weed. Good morning, guys. Woo. I got these guys. Hey. It's a harmonizer. You know, good morning. Don't blame it on the weed, please. By the way, this is a legal state. Not that I do or don't, but I'm sure I might. But don't blame it on it. That song I wrote, you know, it was over a period of one day. All the verses, the 3 verses, were basically Susie telling me things, you know, that I was doing. And I wasn't. You can't blame it on that. It's not the way it works. But it is fun soloing over that, because you got a little... It's got that G major thing. So anyways, you know, I had a great weekend this weekend. Evan Sturgeon was back in town, and that you know, we don't get to see each other much. I don't think I haven't seen him since like November or something. And you know, we get back together and we did a tiny house concert, a tiny desk video over at SIU. Then we played Tres Hombres, and I got to play an hour set of my own, which is cool. And I didn't do these songs, and James let me know. It's funny. I don't know. I get in my head sometimes. Sometimes you don't know what's up. Let me see. Isn't that funky? What's that? Maybe let's just do something like that. Everything works in the KG. I love it. In my mind. That beat will work. Hey, I see you guys, but the phone is way over there, so I can't actually see your name. But I know you're out there because I see the little writing going on. Let's see this. Story begins at a gig in Cali on a farm specializing in fun. Tremor grunts of all shape and form, criminals out on the run. Season ending harvest party, strung out from the road. They put us up in tents on a bridge and a creek not far below. Woke up cramped from a gypsum tea, I had the night before. That's when I met my newfound friend at the creek down below. Walking down that creek side, saw his big brown eyes. First I thought he was smiling, then I saw him start to rise. Turned and ran, hit the ground, I forgot to take my feet. Next thing you know, he was looking at me, and I lay there in my feet. This is a story about Jack the Bear eating fish, berries, and weed. Fish, berries, and weed. Fish, berries, and weed. Ha! Well, curiosity got me thinking, why did he laugh at me? As if he was smiling with a bit of insanity. So I followed Jack all day and night, find out how he ticked. His secret exposed as he entered the tunnel, eating buds right off the stick. Well, delicate touch, razor sharp claws, he trimmed like a seasoned pro. Picking flowers with intelligence, not be caught in the grove. Walking down that creek side, saw his big brown eyes. Boy, at first I thought he was smiling, then I saw him start to rise. Turned and ran, hit the ground, I forgot to take my feet. Next thing you know, he was laughing at me, and I laid there in my pee. This is the story about Jack the Bear eating fish, berries, and weed. Fish, berries, and weed. Fish, berries, and weed. Oh yeah. Creekside, I saw his big brown eyes. First I thought he was smiling, then I saw him start to rise. Turned and ran, hit the ground, I forgot to take my feet. Next thing you know, he was laughing at me, and I lay there in my pee. This is the story about Jack the Bear eating fish, berries, and weed. 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 Oh, fish, berries, and weed. Fish, berries, and weed. Fish, berries, and weed. See, here's the goal with this song. Fish, berries, and weed. Fish, berries, and weed. The goal is to get one or two of you guys sometime in the next week. You'll just go fish, berries, and weed. It's the hook. Fish, berries, and weed. True story. Was playing this harvest party up in North. It's about Central Humboldt, location unknown. Nonetheless, I woke up this next morning and all the trimmigrants, people that were trimming on the farm and stuff from all over the world, they were talking about this bear that they thought had escaped from a circus because it did these funny things, like putting buckets on its head, sitting on the tractor, acting like it was driving, kicking stuff, balancing things. And at some point I was out there at this harvest party, end of the season thing, and in a tent, and I woke up from this. I drank this tea with, I don't know what it was. I do know what it was. But nonetheless, woke up the next morning, I'm down by this creek, trying to hide from everybody, do my business. And I look across the creek, which is no more than maybe 20 foot away. And there's a bear standing there. And he's like, looks like he's dancing. And he looks like he's laughing at me. And at some point, I realized that he wasn't laughing, that I was probably still on whatever I had drank. And I tried to take off running, and my pants were still hanging around down my ankles, and I just bam right forward on my face, and that bear just sort of then looked like he was laughing. Nonetheless, the rest of the story is true too. I ended up following this thing around with the trail cam stuff. They'd seen like images, and they kept thinking it was this dark complected trimmigrant that was out there, because he wouldn't show up on the camera really good, but they could see his heat impression. Almost stand up, but he was the only tall guy out there that could reach the cola buds on the top. It wasn't. It was that bear, and he was eating these cola buds, and I'm not sure that's common to the bear. I know the deer do it a lot, but nonetheless, this guy was getting just high as a kite. He had to have been eating pounds of it to get that high. But nonetheless, that's where the story came from. Boy, oh boy. How's your morning going, guys? Mine's going pretty good. I don't normally wake up in my dreams. I sleep pretty solid until I do have to pee bad enough I get out of bed. But I had the weirdest dream this morning, you know, right as the one that I remember, the one you wake up in. And it was one of these things where I was on stage and everybody in the audience I recognized, but I didn't know anybody. And I realized maybe this is another life or a past life or a future life or whatever it is. It felt like that. That's where my mind went when I woke up from the dream. But it also felt like a message to me, you know, that I was doing the right thing, whatever it was. And it was one of those things where you know, when you wake up from a dream and you're sitting at the edge of the bed and you look around and you kind of want to look in the closet to make sure nobody's there. Well, it wasn't a scary dream like that, but it was that type of dream where I was thinking, you know, that like, you know, Mike Love and guys like that were actually down in the kitchen having coffee, you know. And I'm like, wait, did that really happen? I don't think so. I didn't recognize anybody, you know, in the dream, but I felt like I knew everybody that was watching. So that was the feeling I got from the dream. Some of my friends out there do really good at deciphering dreams, you know. Send me a message, tell me what that means. I was playing though, and I do remember that I was playing my songs, and I think that was the bonus I took out of the whole thing, was that, you know, you just gotta do your thing. Let me see, some of these I just like. I got this thing. It's called a Sub Up from TC Electronics, and it's the only one that tracks fast enough, and it's intelligent too. But it's really cool. You can set up a bass run, you know. Where normally I have to take another 5 seconds, now I can talk, you know. Nonetheless, it's really fun to do that. Don't blame it on the weed, guys. A little dabble do you, but a do you better. Better do both. Do a double header today. Do a double header, make your head feel better today. Do a double header, make your head feel better today. We grind it up real fine. We twist it up real tight. Oh, my head. I feel good today. I feel good today. A little dabba do you, but a do you better. Better do both. Do a double header today. Do a double header, make your head feel better today. Do a double header, make your head feel better today. Do a double header, make your head feel better today. it up real fine. We twist it up real tight. Oh, my head. It feels right. I feel good today. I feel good today. Live never do you better do it you better. Better do both, do a double header today. Oh yeah. I'll tell you, guys, I'm having a ball with this thing. Sitting here and doing the loops with the harmony. Hey! All the little things, you know, the little intricate things. It makes it fun to practice again. And that's kind of what I'm into it, you know. And plus I can do a gig or two and do my own music without having to hire a bunch of people, because nobody's going to pay me a budget that I need, because my friends are really good and expensive. So it's, if you want a band out of me, it's always one of those things where I'm usually the bass player in someone else's band, you know. So when I go to like a festival and I do a solo set, then I get to do my stuff along with, you know, doing something else. It's kind of cool. Nonetheless, let me turn this thing around here. I had the basement all set up in a place where I put the drums in here, because I'm the one doing it. You know, I'm the one recording this. If you want to take, here's a little trick. I'll tell you a little secret. You know, I recorded this year. I probably recorded maybe 150 songs on people's records. Not exaggerating. That's a low number. But whenever the bass is usually out of phase on records, and it bothers me just a little bit sometimes, and it's usually recorded direct. Well, I do record it direct, but if you take your 2 amps like this, my favorite 2 amps, and I got a microphone over the top of it, taking the phase of it. See, the low end lobe on this is doing that. So what's happening is the whole room becomes the bass, and then the phase is impossible to be out. It's just, that's one of those things. Anyways, yeah, I set up the looper in here, control rooms through there. It's one of those things where, yeah, things everywhere. When I'm doing commercial work, I set up the studio how I like to play. And since I don't got to watch myself when I do it, you know, sometimes I'll face the wall with some of the stuff, but it's just fun to do. You know, you got to get in your game, no matter if it's out hiking, if you're painting. You know, sometimes some of my favorite thoughts come when nothing else is there, where all I hear is the wind in the distance. I hear the birds tweeting, and all of a sudden a thought comes to me that's just far more, I don't know, it's almost like a meditation. And so what I'm saying is, get outside, guys. Last night, my head was spinning. I had to complete this thing. I had 2 bass tracks to do. I'd already been paid for these tracks. So it's one of those things where you kind of got, you know, you feel obligated to do it. Well, I wasn't feeling it, you know. It wasn't, the songs were great. Don't get me wrong, great songs, but I wasn't feeling that my capabilities were up to par. My ears were ringing from the weekend, you know, loud music gigs. And so I just went kayaking. Went out, got out in the Horseshoe Lake, kayaked. There was ducks around, you know, a lot of eagles flying. I took the dog, flew the drone a little bit. And I came back, you know, I had some of my leftover Burritoville, and cooked them out in like 30 minutes. You know, I'm not getting paid by the hour, so don't anybody do that. But nonetheless, I just want to say, sometimes just get outside. It's not, even when it's cold, bundle up. You got that stuff. You bought all that stuff. Come on, go to Walmart. $10, you can get a new jacket now. I mean, it's from China, but while you can, do it. Have a great day. Do something good. Hey, Jordan Rains, I'll see you later. No, you worked a double yesterday. And Timothy Mullen. I love it. Cricket, brother, I love you, bro.
I'm gonna go on this. I can't see all these words, so I look like I'm really high, but really it's just I'm squinting to see the screen. See you guys. Have a beautiful Tuesday. Get out, do something good, make a difference in someone else's life. If you do something for somebody else, guess what? It turns around to you. It really does. Valentine's Day is coming up. Do something great. Treat yourself if you don't have a loved one. There's somebody to love. Trust me. Love you guys.